Hello and welcome back to my channel where I unbox toys slash reviews slash whatever you want to call it. I play with toys and you guys watch. Today I have something I wasn't expecting to pick up because I usually never expect to pick up anything. It's usually just impulse buys because I have very little self-control. But when a figure is $6 like this one, you kind of can't pass it up. And that figure is, of course, Marvel's Speedball. They kind of Mike Wazowski'd him. You can't really see him in the box, but the figure's there. I think that much is obvious. Yeah, so I was at Target today picking up something else that I really, really wanted, and I saw him on sale. They recently just got a whole bunch of new toys, and all the old ones went on clearance, and this was one of the ones that went on clearance, and well, for $6, like I say, anything that's cheap enough is worth getting, whether or not I even know anything about the character, which in this case I know nothing about Speedball. He does look kind of cool. I do like the way he looks. We'll go over that when I'm actually reviewing the figure, but I just don't know anything about him, so I'm glad he looks cool. But like I said, I don't know anything about him. So I guess we'll go over the box real quick, starting with the front of the package. You have this window here that displays the figure and the accessory. I don't really understand. They have so much empty space in this box. It's very odd. You have the figure here and then the chest here. Could we not get like some hands up here or another head or I don't know, something to fill up this space? Like, I get this is a lot of plastic, but come on, you guys can afford it. I don't understand. Whatever, it doesn't matter. You also have the logo down here, Marvel Speedball, Hasbro, Marvel Legends up top. The controller right there, of course. I don't have a setup where you can see everything at once. It's super annoying to deal with, but I digress. On the side, you have a nice picture of Speedball. I guess that shows off a bit of his personality. He seems pretty fun-loving. I don't know, kind of cool. On the back, you have the same picture of Speedball, but bigger. You have a bunch of information about Speedball and all the different languages you could possibly need. You can read that if you want. I'm not going to read it for you. There is the controller right there. All the other figures in the wave. I wasn't super into this wave. U.S. Agent's kind of cool. That Thor was really cool. I don't know. The video's not out yet, but it should be soon. I loved that Thor. Honestly, I think having opened it now, I of course opened it after I did my top 10 list, but having opened it now, hindsight being 2020, I probably would have added him somewhere, probably in the 9 to 5 range of my top 10 figures of 2022. Because I loved that figure. That was a great figure. So, but the video is already out. So I did give him the honorable mention because I thought he would be a pretty cool figure, and he did end up being a pretty cool figure. But I really only cared about him and US Agent. Everybody else I didn't really care about. I don't need another Iron Man, so as cool as he looked, I didn't need him. I have plenty of Iron Men, and I don't know who the controller is, so it's kind of like one of those, the figures didn't sell me on it. The Build-A-Figure didn't sell me on it. It was one of those waves. You know what I'm talking about. And it's also just a reuse of the Thanos, and I have Thanos, the classic Thanos. I don't need another one of those. And then of course another picture of Speedball. The same picture used on both sides. Kind of disappointing, don't they usually have different art? I don't know. I guess transition. And boom, this is pretty much all you get with the package. It's kind of bare bones because they spent a lot of their figure money on this hunk of plastic right here that will unfortunately just sit in my Build-A-Figure box of Build-A-Figures I will not complete. I do have the head from the Thor, so I guess we can pop that on now. That way it's at least a little bit more completed. If it wants to go on, there we go. And that's a pretty good look at him. I think if he stood up, he'd be about that tall, which is fairly tall. It does look pretty cool. I like the way it looks. It's very light. You'd think something this big would weigh more, but It's very, I'm assuming hollow, but I guess they got to save money pretty much every way they can, it seems like. I do like the paint on the shoulder pads. It looks very sparkly and pretty. They have some nice wash over the chesticles and the thighs. Looks great. Does his buns have paint? Nope. Just nice sparkly blue. Yay. I have this now. I'll probably never complete this. If I bothered with reselling things on eBay, which I don't particularly like the practice of reselling. I think that's, one of those things that makes collecting a little bit less fun. But if I did that, this would be something I'd resell. I just don't need it. I don't anticipate I'll be picking up any more from this wave unless they show up somewhere cheap, which, I don't know. You never know. But I digress. Got one of these. There you go. We'll put you right there. But the main show, of course, the main part of the figure is the figure itself. This is, I guess, the only important part. I need more lighting on him so you can actually see him better. But this is, of course, the figure. I know nothing about SpeedBall. I assume he can run fast based on the goggles and, of course, the name SpeedBall. But beyond that, I know nothing about him. He's got cool things going on for him. I like the little polka dots all around him. The hair looks really cool. This is nice sculpt work on the hair. I like the goggles, of course. Like I mentioned, you can't take them off, but they are cool looking. You can see through him, see his eyeballs. He's very photogenic. You just put him in any position, and you could have an atomic bomb going off in the background. It would look pretty cool. Maybe I can set that up. I don't know. He's just like a photogenic, handsome little guy. He looks pretty cool. This is an older body type, so you do have pins, but I don't particularly care. As long as it's a good figure with good sculpt work and good articulation, I don't care. You could spit in my face and I'd probably still give you $20. As long as it had all those details about it. So I guess there's not much going for there's not much going for his body besides, the polka dots and the blue. It just looks good, everything looks good. It's got nice sculpt work. He's got abs, of course. He's got the big beefy thighs, which look odd in hindsight. Like, how tight are these pants? You'd think there would be some semblance of cloth here. I don't know how you'd pull off that effect wearing pants. Like, even if you had spandex on it, still wouldn't look like that. But that's just how it's been for years, so why complain now? And then, of course, the boots. Everything is pretty much just either polka dot or blue. There's not much going for it. It just looks good. I guess let's go over articulation. The head will go up to about, gosh, it feels like it wants to, yeah, okay, I did go too far. Without pushing it too far, it's about right there. Goes forward about that much. Has a nice hunch in his neck. The hunchback of Marvel Universe. The arms, of course, will go up. The butterfly joints are getting in the way, but it will go up to about right there. Rotate all the way around. Maybe. I'm sure it can. The butterfly joints are just making it difficult. Okay, knocked it loose. Now it can go all the way around. Butterfly joints, of course, will go forward like so. Back like so. Looking from the top down like so. And like so. Pretty decent butterfly joint. I like it. Just a tight figure, of course. Rotate on the bicep all the way around. Looks good. Double jointed. Not pinless, I already mentioned, but like I said, I don't particularly care. I sounded like Kermit the Frog. Hey, Kermit the Frog here. Yeah, looks good. Goes to about that far. Moving down to the ab crunch. I anticipate this will be fine. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and then you add the legs to it. Oh yeah, that's fairly decent, I'd say. Which means the legs can go up to about door kicking height. I bet you could kick some doors with that height. And then swivel at the upper thigh, goes all the way around like so. Double jointed, not pinless knees. Looks like that. That looks like it wants to separate. It could, theoretically, if you pulled hard enough. Swivel at the thigh. Nice. I like that they hide it with the boot. It looks great. Then hinge at the ankle. Goes down like so. Goes up like that. And a little bit of swivel so it can go like that. If he was like, I don't know, if he broke his ankle. You know. Yeah, pretty much standard figure. If you know anything about SpeedBall, this is probably what you'd want to get out of your package. Of course, I don't know anything about SpeedBall, but he is a great figure. I like the body, I like the sculpt, I like the paintwork, I like the head sculpt especially. I really like this head sculpt, like a lot. I think it looks really great. I like the paint, I like the line work, I like the detail. Beyond that, it's just a great figure to have, especially if you can get it for $6 like I did. I don't really know how to pose him because I don't know what his powers are. Like I said, I assume it's running, so I guess you could go like that if you wanted. Well, if you hold his legs. And then he's the type of guy to always look at the camera, right? That's what I'm getting from him. Yeah. I bet that makes sense. There you go. That's pretty much it for my review. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think of this figure down in the comments below, and I will, of course, be sure to read them and check them out and hopefully reply if it's not mean. If it is mean, I probably won't reply. Just the nature of the beast, I guess. And yeah, if you could go ahead and subscribe and like and comment and all the things YouTubers ask you to do, just do it for me as well. And I will be back with another video, hopefully very, very soon. Bye.